I got my video, got my audio, and the audio sounds good, right?
Yep.
Is there feedback in the microphone?
No.
Like from my headphones, I'm saying.
No.
Okay. How about
Because I
now?
don't think so.
How about
Oh.
now?
Yep. There it is.
All right. There has to be some sort of threshold, so I'm trying to adjust it.
Gotcha.
Okay. So we good. We good. You have your audio. You sound good too, so you're good.
Nice. You know, I
And
have
if-
this high tech 380 90 microphone with wire attachment.
And it works. As long as
Indeed
it
it
fucking
does.
works. This is
That's
ghetto, but it'll work.
a whole fact.
Can you hear my radiator in the background?
I cannot.
That's amazing.
Why? Because it's banging?
No, it's not banging right now, but it does have a tendency to bang. So let me mute that.
That's when you know you're getting that good heat.
That's a fact. That's when you know you're
That's
about
that
to be hot
project
as shit. Oh man. So what do you want to discuss?
Shit, I have no idea.
Have you played any games? Have you read any manga? Have you watched any anime? Have you seen any shows? Anything that you want to discuss?
Let's see. Manga, no. Anime, no. Game-wise, I decided to, let's go, as you know, I've been going through a back catalog of games I never got a chance to play. And the latest thing that I decided to play was the Ratchet and Clank reboot, remaster, movie tie-in game.
Movie tie-in.
They had a Ratchet and Clank movie a few years back, and to tie into it, they essentially made a remake of the first game. And
I've never been a fan. I always liked I always liked Jack and Daxter better.
blasphemy. Jack and Daxter is a good series. But
That's
I
actually a
prefer
very
Ratchet.
good series. Ratchet is too Pixar. Jack and Daxter feels like a video game character.
What the hell? Two Pixar.
Like
The
that would be
hell?
fire if they Kingdom Hearts with Pixar, Ratchet and Clank,
Oh, versus what's it going to put it in a game with Jack and Daxter?
Jack and Daxter, and Toy Story, and
Oh,
what's the movie with the red haired chick and How to
Red-haired
Train
chick.
Your Dragon? Like if they just mix with a bunch of cartoon IPs, because that's what the new game was. Didn't they go to world or some shit like that?
which one? Kingdom Hearts?
No, Jack and Daxter, right?
Was it?
I'm sorry, Ratchet and Clank. I'm getting them confused. They're so similar.
Oh, hell.
No, it's called Worlds Apart or some shit, right?
What the hell? Wait.
Ratchet and Clank.
I think that. No, wait. You're thinking of Rift Apart,
Yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking about.
where they went like dimension hopping and whatnot.
Yes. So if they went dimension hopping into other animated worlds like Kingdom Hearts does, I think that would be fire.
That depends, because if I got to go in the world of Brave, I think I'll turn the game off before I start playing that thing.
I think it would be good. I don't have a problem with that at all.
I can see it, sorta, kinda.
So what are your thoughts on the game?
Oh, it's okay. So, as a fan of the original PlayStation 2 games, this being a remaster of the very first one, I am underwhelmed.
Really?
It gets the gameplay almost right, but it feels off. And then story-wise, they took the plot of the first game, changed it around a bit, and then kind of gutted what made the characters the characters. I like that.
Okay. So it wasn't very good.
Not really. And this is just me saying as somebody who grew up with the PlayStation 2 original, like 3 Ratchet and Clank games. In those games, Ratchet has a little bit of an edge to him. He's snarky. What's called the world he lives in is also snarky. It's very monopolistic, where everybody's out to make a buck, and like, for example, there's one part in the game where in order to progress, you have to pay this guy like $30,000 in order to progress because even you're like, but I have to go for the greater good. And he's like, yeah, but bro, this ain't helping me out. And so you gotta pay him the money. And that's pretty much every other character. Everybody's out for themselves. The world is slimy, and the character you're playing with is kind of a douchebag, but he's trying to do the right thing.
Okay.
In this one, they turn him into a Pixar character. He's like, I want to be a hero because I want to save the day. And I was like, that's not how it's supposed to be. And then he runs into the other people who in the other games are supposed to be douchebags. And instead of them charging you money, they're like, well, you're a hero, right? Well, I'm going to help you because it's the right thing to do. Like, it loses edge. And in a game where you're supposed to
Okay.
have like a bazillion different types of guns and you're blowing stuff up, it needs that edge. And it don't got that edge.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of those types of games because it normally is just a collectathon,
Uh-huh.
and collectathons aren't necessarily fun unless the mechanics are fun. So like
Indeed.
Mario kills it, but that
Oh yeah.
doesn't really do it for me.
Like in the first three games, like it took the collectathon aspect and kind of weaves it into the story and kind of satirizes it a bit. It's like, hey, you gotta collect a whole bunch of money because if you don't have a whole bunch of money, you cannot play the game.
You serious?
Yeah, like what's it called? That $30,000. That's not an exaggeration. It'd be like, okay, so I just collected like $50,000 from beating up all these people, and then you get to this dude who's like a plumber, and he's like, hey, so I got this information robot that you kind of need in order to keep going. And he's like, okay, well, hand it over. Not for what do you got? 50,000? I'll take $45,000. He's
So
like, yeah,
that's
but I
the
just collected all this. And then the
so
weapons cost money and the ammo costs money. So it kind of makes it so that you have to keep collecting or, you're just going to hit a hard stop. Then you got to backtrack.
that game doesn't sound very good.
Oh, no, no. I'm probably explaining it bad, but like the
Sounds like
amount
knack.
of the,
Sounds like knack.
the amount of things that you blow up, you're like, when you get to a point in the story, like all the things you got to run through, kill, break open, and whatnot, you're going to have the money. It's just that you're going to have the money. And
You're
that's
gonna,
pretty much
yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's
Okay.
almost like rent.
You have to pay rent in Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, apparently, yes.
The game is ass. No, and you know what? I definitely feel dumb because I'm making a 3D platformer right now. But I feel like that's to my benefit because I kind of hate them as they are now.
You're gonna have to elaborate. You're gonna piss a
So
lot of people off.
I like 3D platformers at its peak. I'm a huge Banjo fan. I love Banjo. Have you ever played it?
I have.
Okay. I love Banjo. It's very similar to Ratchet and Clank and what it's trying to do, but I just never enjoyed Ratchet and Clank execution. Just like I never enjoyed Sly Cooper or Gex, these old
Okay, now Gex we
90s,
can agree on.
2000s. But it can be done badly, is what I'm trying to say. And I think the bar for good platformers is very fucking high. Very high. For
I,
me,
I don't think
with
it's very
Mario out
high. I
there.
just think that not a lot of people like take the time to like make it good.
But what
Like
makes it good?
I say game feel, the type of environments you're exploring. Like Sonic has some of the best and worst platformers in video games. Like it runs the gamut.
Yes, it does. Sonic is all over the place.
I
Literally.
hope that it's either one of the best games ever or it's gonna make a top 10 list at the end of the year.
What made them start introducing new characters into a platformer? Does anyone do that well?
What when they add what like
Yeah, Knuckles and Tails and the echidnas and them. Like, who cares? It's the same shit.
it depends.
I like
Like
Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, but I
uh-huh.
feel like the other games do that in a terrible.
Oh, you mean when they start adding characters just to have something on the back of the box?
Correct. Correct. Remember Sonic Heroes?
Oh my god. Fucking man.
Yo, that game is trash.
And the messed up part is that, and that goes in with what you're saying. It doesn't have to be trash. There's a right way and a wrong way to implement like new characters. If you bring them in and it's true to the core of the games of the gameplay, and it doesn't change the formula so much that it's a whole different experience. Awesome. Like Knuckle, like for example, like we were saying, Tails and Knuckles. They run, they spin into a ball, they jump on things, they collect rings.
Right.
Knuckles can glide and climb, Tails can fly, Sonic gotta go fast.
Correct.
Problem is then if you go into like territory like say Sonic 06, where you got Sonic, he runs fast and he jumps on people. Shadow, he runs fast, he jumps on people, and he shoots people and drives cars. Then you got Silver the Hedgehog. Jesus Christ. Bro is a psychic from the future who can move things with his mind, and he travels through time like he's future Trunks.
Game is trash.
Yeah, that's when we've hit a wall.
But you see what I mean? That the bar is so high for platformers, because normally that sounds dope if you make an action game.
Yeah, if you vote like I'll put it this way: if Silver was his own, like if it was his own game series, like they gave like Silver like a spin-off title or something like that, and really like focused in on making his stuff good. I could see it working. It's a psychic hedgehog from the future trying to make sure that his world is safe or whatever. That can work. That's a 3D platformer plot. But then when but then when you mix it in with a hedgehog who has a relationship with a furry princess, and oh no, I'm not done yet. And then another hedgehog who is trying his best to be the model for Hot Topic, it don't work.
I think the game is just ass. I think 3D platformers that don't do too much, they're just very basic collectathons. It's not compelling in today's world. It's just not. It's too much. With indie games out there, you can't just throw something out there and just people buy it and say it's good. You have to actually do something.
Exceptions. Like, say for example, like, let me see. Ukulele wasn't as good as it could have been, but I would say that people were like looking forward to having like that basic 3D platformer again.
Ukulele was fire. I didn't play it. It's as you said about game feel. Game feel is what killed the game. But again, that's a high bar. I feel like 3D platformers is a high execution type of genre, just like JRPGs are. Like just having a party and running around. That's not good enough anymore.
Even then, I don't really even see it that way because a good
this
example
game is trash. It actually looks dope right now. The one that's on screen. This is Sonic 06.
Oh God.
It actually doesn't look bad here.
Of course, it doesn't look bad. It's how it plays the problem. Ooh, I played the demo of it like before the game came out. I played the demo of it. They had it on Xbox Live, and I was like, "Oh snap! It's a new Sonic game for the next generation. Oh my God, I'm so hyped." I played it. I was like, "I ain't spending $60 on this."
Don't they have a new Sonic game coming out?
They do. I think that one is Sonic Rangers. I think.
Sonic. New game. That's what I'm typing in.
And you're gonna pull out like 3 games and a mobile port.
New Sonic team game from 7 months ago. Sonic Frontiers.
Frontiers. There it goes. That I'm 50-50 on. We gonna see how that goes because apparently, from what they're saying, this is supposed to be a 3D Sonic game, which is good. I'm cool with that. Generations was good. Forces not so much.
Colors was good. I don't care what nobody says.
Colors was good.
Colors was good.
Colors Remastered is Jesus Christ. You had one job, Sonic Team. But
see, that's wealth. You played the original and the remaster. That's wealth. I'm sorry. I don't have that type of money. I'm like, yo, you flexed on me just now. I played the remaster and the original. Okay, big dog. I see. I don't play that. I didn't play the. I played. I never got a chance.
I never got a chance to play the original because the original was only on Wii. I didn't have a Wii.
Okay, I had all the stolen Wii games. I had all that shit downloaded.
Oh, look, sir, we cannot support piracy on a live station.
I'm just saying. This game looks good though.
It's open world.
Oh, this is the Fat Sonic.
The Fat Sonic.
Yeah, like the long, like he has the belly here. You see what I'm saying? Like the new Sonic.
This is the Fat Sonic. That's new Sonic. That's modern Sonic. That's green-eyed Sonic.
No. But they have Fat Sonic in here, right? Oh, am I bugging?
No, you bugging. Fat Sonic is not in this game.
What am I thinking of?
You're thinking of Sonic Generations and Sonic Forces.
Oh, okay. See, I get them all confused. They just change the adjective at the end of it.
Technically speaking, that's
that's all they do.
Fat Sonic is supposed to be classic Sonic, but at this point, I'm not even sure what the hell he is. He's either from a different dimension or he's Sonic from the past. I'm not sure which. But this one is modern Sonic Adventure, Sonic 06, Sonic Heroes, Sonic.
Gotcha. So this looks good so far.
Yeah. What makes me antsy is that it's supposed to be open world. I never heard of something like that.
That sounds fire. The only problem is loading is probably going to be hell if they don't do that correctly because Sonic moves
this
fast.
On the PS5.
Yeah, so they do have their new technology with extremely fast loading.
True.
So hopefully that works. But they're gonna release it on P4, and you know,
my heart can't.
I can't wait for the stories. I can't wait for the stories about people who buy it on PlayStation 4.
Oh my god, just the glitches, all of them.
Sonic runs into a new area and just falls into the
white void. He's gonna run so fast he's gonna break into Superman 64.
I see that already right now. I'm calling it. Sonic runs into the open air.
He's gonna run into a wall. He's gonna bounce off of it or into space.
Speed runs are gonna be fucking crazy in that game.
He's gonna be T-posing through a stage.
All right, so that's games. For me, all I've been playing is Apex like a fucking normie.
Lord, it's been a minute since I loaded up Apex.
That's all I've been playing. Been working on my game, and that's about it.
Oh, what kind of game?
It is a 3D platformer.
Collectathon? Collectathon?
No. So so this is my first actual game release that I'm gonna be making. I'm aiming for a month, which means it's gonna take 3 months. That's the rule of thumb.
Yeah,
I don't want this to be a large game, so I'm really making it a 3D platformer level based.
Mm-hmm.
And how would I describe it? It's basically capture the flag tag level base. So basically you start the level, you have to go collect a bunch of things. There are enemies trying to take the things from you. You have to get them all and then return back to the point that you started at. And that's the end of the level. So there's a lot of obstacles. You have to hide in between. You have to avoid people and avoid areas and get to the end of the level. So it's supposed to be mainly focused on movement being fun. Running, jumping, flipping, wall jumping, going from where you start to coming back, basically. That's basically the game loop in a nutshell.
So every single level, load in, they say, hey, here's a thing. And then you have to go get the thing. And then you
go get the thing. Yep. And there's a bunch of guys that are trying to stop you. And that's it. And the movement is supposed to be fun. That's it. You know, that's my goal. Essentially, parkour and just wall jumps and slides and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
This is my first game, so I just want it to be something that could be replayable. So you can possibly do it faster. You could possibly, emergent gameplay where enemies might come into an area they're not supposed to be, and you got to find a way around, whatever, stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So that's the game that I'm working on.
So let me ask you this: is there going to be multiple ways that you can solve a scenario, or is it just going to be, hey, you got to get to the thing?
Think of it like, have you ever played Super Monkey Ball?
I have not. I had a childhood, sir.
Super Monkey Ball is one of the best Xbox games ever. And you're not in the ball in the game. Let me just put that out there.
I feel like you'll be in a ball in a game called Super Monkey Ball.
No, I'm talking about my game. In Super Monkey Ball, you're a monkey in a ball, just like you think. But let me go to AGDQ. This is a good example. These are the best fucking Super Monkey Ball players in the world. All right, boom. We pull up the screen.
All right.
So Super Monkey Ball, you start the level. This is a great example. Right, you start the level, and you gotta go from basically gotta go into the goal. That's it. There's a lot of obstacles that stop you. Right. This is Super Monkey Ball, and he beat level 17. Now he's on level 18. Go from one point to the other.
You just gotta get the monkey in the ball to the other place with the monkey in the ball.
So this game that I'm making is, imagine if he goes there and he has to go back. And he has to collect things as well. If he doesn't have the things, he has to go back. So imagine if, you pick up something, an enemy hits you, you drop it, you have to go get it back, you have to find another one. That's the point, is to be kind of a tag, capture the flag type situation.
Okay, you gotta be careful with that sort of thing because it can make the player think that this is hell of annoying.
That's the point, to annoy you so that it's fun. That's the whole point of the game, is just having it be fun and the enemies be very irritating to you.
Oh,
And you just focus on avoiding them. Yeah.
Okay. So essentially, what you're saying is that the players need to have like really sturdy controls for when they fling them against the wall.
Yes, correct. You're gonna have to buy a controller instead of buying the game. That's why the game will be free. You need to buy a controller instead.
Steven's
That
always
might be my
getting
tagline.
over it too.
This game is free because you'll need to buy a controller. Bang! Marketing right there.
Oh
Marketing right there. You a genius. You know that? You a genius. That's
Stephen Lamb is trying to be Bennett Foddy.
So that's me. I've been playing Super Monkey Ball. I played what did I play recently? I just beat Metroid Dread.
Oh snap! I never played Metroid game. How is it?
My favorite game of all time is Super Metroid.
Oh damn! That's a coincidence because my favorite game that I've never played is also Super Metroid.
Yeah, okay. What is your favorite game?
What of all time?
If you had to guess, yeah. Well, like give me like one or two options because it's hard to pick one. Just give me one or two options.
What are my favorite video games?
Mm-hmm.
I would say Sonic 2, like
For
Genesis. Yeah, the Genesis one.
Hmm.
Listen, all right, that one is near and dear to my heart. That's one of the first video games I ever played.
Okay.
It's also one of the video games that taught me what rage quitting is.
Okay.
Goddamn chemical plant zone. But
what would be another option if you had to pick?
The other game that I would say was my favorite of all time.
Mm-hmm. It's harder than you think.
Yeah, it really is, because now I gotta actually think. Oh my god.
So while you think of that, for me, I would say Super Metroid is my favorite game because, again, and this kind of seeps into me making games, I really think movement is the most crucial thing. And back in the NES era, the animations on Samus are so fucking fluid and fun, and the movement is so creative.
Especially for a game in that era.
Yeah, like I've looked at the sprites and there's like 30 sprites for running animations. There's like 5 sprites for turning around at a certain speed, essentially. It's like, it's ridiculous. Why did they put that much effort into it? And it makes sense why they did, because Samus is the only humanoid character in the game. Everybody else is a little animal creature. So that's where you're going to put all your resources. And as a result, it's very fun to just move around. And the problem with games like that, like think about, let's say God of War, right? Have you played that?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say that game. When you get good as a player, you know the mechanics, you know the dodges, you know the counters. You kind of look for that challenge a little bit. You know what I mean? Like you're like, okay, I can run through these enemies. If I die, it's because I got hit from behind, or maybe I did something stupid. But you
pretty much know the ins and outs.
Exactly. I think you can have that same energy with movement in games. So it's like, I kind of know what I'm doing, and now I'm looking for the challenge of like how to navigate an area quickly. I think you get that in Super Metroid. It's a lot of backtracking, but it becomes fun because now you know how to move differently. You can kind of basically weave your way around the area in like a very fun way and fight at the same time. So I feel like
I kind of want to play a Metroid game.
I would say Metroid Dread does that better. Now, I will say the storyline that they added, I don't like. Metroid has never really had a strong story.
No, of course it's had a strong story. Other M was a fantastic.
That doesn't count. We don't talk about that game.
Fantastic addition to
we don't talk
lore.
about that game. This guy. that's a Ninja Gaiden game. I don't know what you're talking about. That's a Ninja Gaiden.
You get to have PTSD as the world's greatest space bounty hunter. You get to freeze up in the middle of cutscene.
That game is ass. And you know what? I give them credit for trying, because Nintendo don't try shit. Nintendo just does what works.
They regurgitate repeatedly, and you'll buy it repeatedly.
Yeah, they tried something. Fine, that's not a
they
bright
don't
spot.
Innovate with the games. They innovate with the systems, but that's about it.
They innovate with the money too, but that's another situation. No, Metroid Dread to me is probably the best 2D platformer, like movement wise, that I've played. There are games that focus on like precision platformer, like you got to be this pixel over. That's fun, but I think this game is like moving around and jumping around and wall
It just
jumping and
feels
flip.
satisfying.
It's so much fucking fun. Like I 100%ed that game, and I felt like it wasn't enough stuff to do. There's like puzzles that you can do that's like, oh, there's a secret item over there. So you have to find a path to get to it. And there ends up being 5, 6 different ways to get to that secret item. And you can do it one way and be like, oh, I learned something new every time. And it's like you're 100% in the game, but you're still learning how to do things. Like that game to me was so fucking dope. And then when you fight the bosses, it's like when you it feels fair all the time. I don't know. That game.
Like, if you get murked, it's on you.
It's on you, 100%. Balanced perfectly. Story, I don't really give a fuck. But gameplay, that's a fucking masterclass. Like people need to be playing that game if they're making anything like that game.
Oh, I just realized what my favorite other game was.
Yeah.
Batman Arkham City.
Okay. Yeah, we're opposites when it comes to games because I don't like that game.
You don't like Arkham City?
Let me show you something. No. Stay right there.
Sir.
This is how you play Arkham City.
That's the dodge button. That's the stun button. That's the strike button.
This is how you play. Okay, so you do this then. Now you ready? I'm gonna really show you how to play.
That's not nah.
I don't need anything else. This is how you play Arkham City.
Nah, that's literally impossible.
I'm winning the fight.
You cannot win the fight by just mashing the square button. That's literally impossible.
That's the game.
That is not the game.
I will never forget. I remember that game came out. People were talking about they loved it. And I was already biased. I'm going to be fair because I'm a Spider-Man guy. Spider-Man 2 was the shit. I was waiting for another Spider-Man game. This is back when Spider-Man 2 was the shit. I think Ultimate Spider-Man came out. That was all right. It was pretty good. So I'm like, it's Batman coming through with his game, whatever. So people loved it, though. So I went to GameStop, and they had the little display with the controller. And I swear to you, this dude in front of me, this kid, he was maybe a year or two younger than me. He was just doing this. And I'm looking at the screen, and Batman is just fucking everybody up. He's over here. He's over here. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? What is he doing? So now I got the chance to play, and I'm like, what? This is so corny. He's just flying across the screen everywhere. Where's the skill? And that's the difference, I think, between me and you. For me, I need that depth. I need it.
Okay, can I say something?
Otherwise, it's not fun. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so you see, the thing is that, one, you were playing that GameStop demo, which I think was the same demo that they released for for like the online Xbox 360 arcade and whatnot, where you download the free demo. Dude, that those enemies are the easiest ones in the game, and there's no switch up in the demo. In the game, there's several different enemy types, and you have to use different strategies to take down each one. You cannot just match the strike button because there's certain enemies that you cannot hit them without either getting behind them or stunning them first.
Fair enough. But my point is the combat in itself in which you jump around like that is not as compelling to me. And that speaks volumes because I didn't even buy the new Spider-Man game because they basically stole the combat from Arkham Asylum.
No,
it's the same combat. I wasn't interested. I'm like, I don't really care. Spider-Man 2 for PS2, it had literal combos. You can run up on somebody and do a literal combo.
You can do that in Spider-Man PS4. Oh, this is
but he jumps around the screen all day. You just press the button.
Spider-Man.
and he's Batman. I get it. It's a superhero. They literally created a superhero playstyle for video games. I'm okay with it. It works. But it's, to me, not as compelling.
No, don't let me strangle this man. He done insulted Arkham City.
It's like if you like
Spider-Man PS4.
If you're someone that likes shooters, right? Let's say you're a big Halo fan.
I'm gonna throw something at him.
That doesn't mean you're gonna like a third-person shooter.
Oh, I'm gonna throw
you know what I mean? It's like it's a shooter, but it's a third person. It might not be your cup of tea. So for me, I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm just saying like that style of combat is. I would much rather play Devil May Cry or some shit.
So here's the thing with the combat in Spider-Man as well. Okay.
Let me pull it up over here while you talk. Go ahead.
Okay.
Let's look at it.
Now, the thing with Spider-Man's combat system is that unlike Batman's combat system, where you step into essentially like a combat area and you got all these dudes on the ground, but there's different ways to take out each and every one of them. With Spider-Man, it's that plus it's more of a 3D environment type fight. You can have dudes on ledges, on top of buildings, on the ground level, hovering above your head. There's several different enemy types, and all of them require a different type of way to take them down. Like there's some enemies that web attacks just don't work on. There's some enemies where you gotta web them up before you can do damage to them. There's some enemies where you can't yank them around into the air and whatnot. There's some enemies you gotta use air combos on. There's some enemies you gotta uppercut into the air in order to deal with.
That's fine. That's
and then there's the gadgets and all this other stuff. Essentially, the game gives you all the tools to be. And on top of that,
the swinging looks so fucking dope.
The swinging is it. Spider-Man 2 has nothing on PS4.
Don't say that out loud. Don't stop it. Come on now.
It's correct.
You haven't played Spider-Man 2. I can say that with the utmost confidence.
I grew up on Spider-Man 2, sir.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did, sir.
Did you do all the pizza missions? You're not really going to do all the pizza missions. When you had to deliver the pizzas?
I did it.
My fault.
Listen, all right, man. I caught the balloons. Don't disrespect me.
Okay, then. Did you save bystanders? You were saving people on the streets?
Yeah, of course. Sling the person over your shoulder, jostle them around while they say they're injured and throw them back on the street. I did all that.
This game is not as good as that game. I'm sorry.
This game is better than that game.
No, it's not. I'm looking at the combat now. I'm probably wrong about what I said.
Oh,
it doesn't look anything like I just described.
Exactly.
But I don't know why I wasn't necessarily interested in this.
Because you're a hater.
No, I'm not a hater. It looked good. Like if it was on a sale, there was a couple times I was like, I might buy it.
You literally just said it's a game where it looks like you press one button and you win. This man just swung around an entire construction zone.
He just might be nice though. I'm gonna give him credit. Sometimes there's games like that, and you nice with it, so you do your little sauce on the enemies.
Nah, the combat in the Spider-Man games, because Spider-Man, he can't be
he
shot.
Look like he got a condom on his head?
Because I think this is Miles Morales Spider-Man, and I think this is like a homemade suit that he's wearing.
Oh, okay. That's why he got the condom neck going on.
This guy.
Right? Telling me you don't got the condom neck going on.
Listen, all right, man. If you ask a kid from Harlem to make a Spider-Man suit, that's what he's coming up with. He's coming up with a Trojan, just spray painted.
This is Spider Cuz. Yo, Miles Morales is Spider Cuz, bro. You know who Spider Cuz is?
I have not. Wait, actually,
you don't know who Spider Cuz is? You never seen this dude?
What the hell am I looking at?
You never seen Miles Morales?
Oh my god! What the hell?
You never seen Spider Cuz?
I have never heard of Spider Cuz.
He's Crip. Spider Cuz is Crip.
I mean, I got that. There's some discrepancies with his outfit.
His interview. Yeah, there we go. It is Spider Cuz.
There's some discrepancies with his outfit. He's supposed to be Crip. That's a little bit too much red.
It's too much red. I fuck with them.
Goddamn Spider Loke.
Yo, tell me this is not Miles Morales. They're in Harlem right now. They are.
Yeah, it's a little bit too much crime, my guy.
Hey, yo, suck my dick. Like what? Is that Spider-Man?
Over here beating people up, yelling, "Bing bong!"
Yo, that's definitely Miles Morales, bro.
Ew.
Oh my god.
But nah, the combat in both the games, in Arkham City and pretty much all the Arkham games, and Spider-Man, it's a lot deeper than you think.
I don't disagree.
You just can't run up on people. You will get smacked up. Batman.
It doesn't drag me in. It doesn't drag me in.
If you press square throughout the entire combat scenario, I promise you ain't getting nowhere except to the loading screen.
I guess maybe I'm spoiled by more methodical combat that doesn't appeal to me necessarily. I'm not saying it's bad. It just doesn't, it's not something I'm gonna spend 60 on real quick.
The best part, Arkham Knight a few months ago was on PSN for free. That's how I
See,
grabbed it.
I would have bought that for sure. I wish you would have fucking told me.
Man, listen,
I'm
not about to tell you to download it, man. You're being mad disrespectful, man. Being wild disrespectful, Batman.
I'm just saying, Spider Cuz said Batman sucked my dick. All right, so let's talk. Let's talk anime.
Black cat, hey yo ma.
Let's talk anime. Let's make a switch here. Let's see how you. Anything you've been watching lately?
Anime wise, not really. I'm about to start the last season of Attack on Titan.
Oh yeah, it dropped today, right?
I think so. Nah, I think episode.
I think
2,
it dropped today because I seen people were reacting to it.
I think it's what's it called? I think.
What are we doing?
Yeah,
literally just pull it up right now.
Indeed. Google is our friend.
Is it on Crunchyroll?
I think so. I've been watching it on Hulu.
Yeah, it's on Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll.
Let me see that Crunchyroll.
Let's look at the release date. Yeah, this just dropped. Yep, January 9th. So it is episode 2. You are correct, sir.
No spoilers, because I haven't even started the last season yet.
No. You're at a great point to talk Attack on Titan. So I'm actually curious. I do want to do, if we're gonna do this podcast once a week, I want to do it where we discuss the ongoing shows. So we could talk about what's going on with One Piece, talk about what's going on with Attack on Titan, shows like that.
Okay, just know
you have to catch up to One Piece. You have to catch up to One Piece.
Steven, you're asking me to catch up to literally 1,000 episodes in the span of
you have time.
I don't have a week's worth of time to crunch.
You was just sick with COVID. Just say you got COVID and watch One Piece.
Okay, you see, here's the problem with that. Besides the ethical challenges that raises,
ethics.
Right? Ethics, we talking
about pirates, man. What the fuck? No ethics involved.
Man, first of all, Luffy's a very ethical pirate.
No, he's not. No, he's not. That's why you need to watch it.
Listen, all right. First of all, I think I get the gist of One Piece. If you're able to guess how Batman Arkham City plays, then I'm just gonna guess how the plot. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna guess the plot, and I'll watch it from where it's at now. All right, so it stars this boy named Luffy. He's a pirate, and also he was bitten by a radioactive Trojan.
Okay, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're going back to Attack on Titan. What's going on with Attack on Titan? How do you feel about the series up to this point?
Okay, so I've only seen seasons 1, 2, and 3. So overall,
you haven't seen part 1 of season 4?
I have not. Like I said, I have to start season 4.
So what happened at the end for you?
Let's see. The last thing I remember happening, they found out about there's a whole other civilization out there that's been turning people into Titans. And they get to like the water and they realize that, hey, on the other side of the water, there's like more things to deal with.
So you saw the famous scene where Aaron was in the water, like the real enemies over there.
Yeah.
And then everything ended.
Yeah.
Oh, so you actually don't know anything about the other continent necessarily?
No, not really. The only thing I know for sure is that Erwin and Levi are the 2 worst commanders I've ever seen in my life.
Stop it.
It's a fact.
Stop it.
None of their plans ever go off without murdering several hundred people.
Erwin's plan worked.
Erwin's plan got a lot of people murdered.
There's no other point. That's what has to happen. He basically sacrificed himself as well for the plan to work. He sacrificed himself so Levi had a chance at the Beast Titan.
His plans were terrible.
He got himself killed, but it worked. It was successful.
You see, here's the problem with that, all right? No amount of a plan is supposed to start with he got himself killed, but it worked. Because he got himself and like 500 other people murdered.
Yeah, but they
succeeded. The person that they were trying to capture, I think, got away.
So who's your favorite characters? Because you should have known Levi too. Levi ain't done nothing wrong but throw hands.
Man, let me tell you about Levi.
Who's your favorite
Levi?
Don't tell me you like Armin.
Levi co-signed. Armin was a better commander than Erwin.
You like Armin?
Armin's plans actually went somewhere every single time. Every single time Armin made a plan, every time he made a plan, people got out alive. Every time Erwin made a plan, people died. Every single time. There's not a single one of Armin's plans that ended with, and then all of them died.
Oh, I can't have this conversation with you.
Erwin's plans literally consist of 2 steps.
Oh my god.
Throwing people at the problem, and then step 2, until the problem stops.
If you read the manga, you know. If you know, you know.
And listen, all right. Armin's plans is literally, so I thought about the science and about the strategy, and if we go at it from this angle at this specific time, we should be able to minimize casualties. Some people might die, but we're gonna get this done. Erwin's plans is, we don't got healthcare, so we might as well.
So I have to see. I have to see your reaction to the first episode of season 4. Then, or is it the first episode? It might be a little further in. I think
the first episode starts with them following a plan that Erwin left behind on a piece of paper. I'm turning off the series.
No. I forgot. No, bro, you're in for a hell of a different show than you've watched. The same difference. Sure. The same difference that you watched. Essentially season 3, how it changed. That's what's gonna happen again.
Season 3 was when they had to fight regular people who had guns, right?
Yeah. That was good, but it was weird. It was good, but it was different. I enjoyed the change.
At one point, I was like, "Where's the Titans and Attack on Titan?" But it was dope.
Season 3 is gonna. Season 4 is gonna start that way. You're gonna be like, "Well, who the fuck? What?" And then it kind of gets you back in. So I'm curious to see. There's a certain episode that I want to see your reaction to. I'm trying to find out what it is here. I think I'm looking for episode 63. Oh, episode 64 is what I'm looking for.
Episode 64.
Yeah.
So when I get to episode 64, I got to report back with what I thought of it.
Yes. And I would advise you to watch the first 5 in a row if you can, because the first 4 by themselves are not necessarily going to be compelling to you. It's 5 kind of encapsulates that in a certain way. And then from there on is kind of more of what you know. So I would definitely suggest that.
We're going to see, because a lot of people were saying when season 2 came out, "Oh my God, it's one of the best things." I was like, it's all right. It took me a little while. It made me lukewarm on the series. I had to actually go back to it. Mm-hmm. But we will see.
Well, I will say Attack on Titan is very, very good as a show. It kind of goes even deeper than you might think soon. So we'll see. I'm curious to see how I can't really talk to you about anything because everything that's important. Yeah, everything that happens is important in season 4 at this point.
Gotcha. So what you're telling me is that
hurry up.
So you're telling me at no point in the story that you've seen so far does Erwin get court-martialed posthumously for his nonsense?
Erwin?
Uh-huh.
Isn't Erwin dead in your part of the story?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Does he get court-martialed at any point posthumously for his nonsense that he pulled while he was alive?
No, as a matter of fact, Erwin is decorated handsomely for his success of the Survey Corps.
Damn. Yeah. It's amazing Erwin when 500 bodies fly by.
He was right. Erwin was right. He was
right. You were right. He was right. When he told him that you're all going to die, he was right.
Yeah, I want you to know. I thought I would be the one that people hate. People are gonna fucking hate you. I'm just telling you.
All right. Come at me, bro.
There's 3 characters that you can't talk about. Erwin is one of them. And you are going hard as
shit. And which one is the other one? Levi?
Levi is definitely one of Levi, to me, is the best character in the show at the end of the show. At the end of the show, Levi is the best character. Levi is the only trustworthy human being in the entire show. The only one.
This man saw Erwin on his deathbed. This man who just got 300,000 people murdered and said, "Yeah, we're going to bring him back."
You're going to learn something about Levi soon that is going to make a lot of sense.
That he's 5'3", not 5'2"?
It's going to... Yo, people are going to fucking hate you.
He makes a mean pair of jeans, though.
People are gonna hate you. I'm just yo, this guy's disrespectful. All right, on that note, we signing off. I can't figure out how to do what I wanted to do, so we're just gonna sign off.
All right.
So peace. This is the first one. I'll send you the link. We'll see how this sounds. All right.
All right. Later.